Happy Friday. We've made it through another week. We're alive. We're here to talk about it. So, yay. So I wanted to talk about, today is Juneteenth, this Freedom Day for our African American friends and family members. And I want to talk about respect because that's what our friends and family finally got on this day, was a little respect. But I want to approach it as in, I'm not speaking very well. I wanted to approach it so that respect is built in your own family because, guys, it all starts with you. Everything that's going on in the world could be solved if the family relationship started being more respectful with each other and the parents were role modeling love and respect and trust and kindness as opposed to hatred. So let's talk about how we can build respect with our family, between you and your children, and honestly, between you and your significant other. Because these 4 tips that we're going to talk about will show you how you can build respect within any relationship that you're having at the moment. Okay, so before we get started, I want to thank you for being live with me. And I want to thank our replay viewers for also being on with me as well. Hi, Angela. Hi, Jeff. How you doing? My Angela. So let me tell you who I am first. I'm Celia Kibler from Pumped Up Parenting. I'm a family empowerment coach. I'll try to speak. I'm the founder of Pumped Up Parenting. And I'm also the co-founder of Fun Fit Family Fitness. I love you too. Whoever's typing that. Angela, because it says lovely Angela. I miss you. We're going to see each other next week. Okay, so anyway, I'm the founder of Fun Fit Family Fitness, started back in 1987. I've been teaching kids and parents and counseling them for almost 40 years. And all my children, I have real life parenting experience of almost 40 years because my oldest is going to be 40 in just a couple years. So I want to talk to you today, whatever it is. Let's talk about building respect. And I'm telling you guys, if you take these 4 things to heart, you will not just build respect between you and your child. You will build respect between you and your loved one, your significant other. You'll build respect between you and your neighbor, you and your coworker. This is how you build respect, because I hear from a lot of parents, well, you know what? My kids have to respect me. They're my kids and I'm their parent. No. Why do they have to respect you? What, is it a written law that you have to respect your parent? You don't have to respect anyone that doesn't respect you back. Isn't that the point of everything that's going on right now? Is building respect that this world requires from human being to human being. Nobody has to respect anybody if they are not shown respect. When we teach humans to be respectful to each other, the problem is solved. So let's start with the 4 ways you can start teaching your children to respect you by you respecting them. Okay, number 1, the words you use. We're going to talk a few things about communication. Communication, guys, what's important to remember about communication is it is 60 to 70% nonverbal cues. 30 to 40% is the words you say. So you could say whatever you want to say, and if you're making faces or rolling your eyes or not even looking at a person, if your child is trying to talk to you and you're looking on your phone and they're over here talking and you're like, you know what, honestly, honey, I hear you, but there is something really important going on here. So it's basically showing your child that you could care less about what they have to say. Hi, Brana. So you need to watch what you're saying and the way you're saying it. Now, if you have something, say your child is getting ready to hit you, toddlers, they react to emotion because they don't have the skills built into their head. The skills are not there to really regulate their emotions. So they react emotionally because that's all they got. We as adults, we can react constructively. We can think about how we are going to behave before we react. A toddler cannot. Hi, Amber. So say your toddler's really mad at something. We all know this happens. And they go to smack you or hit anything. Hit the dog, hit the wall, whatever. You can grab their arm before they strike whatever they're going to strike and say firmly, I will not let you hit me. That is not yelling at them. That is not speaking in the third person. Mommy will not let you hit me, whoever that mommy is. I will not let you hit me firmly. Looking them in the eyes, that's telling them who's in charge right now. You're in charge. But then after the action has happened and it's calmed down, that's when you talk about different ways that they can react to this emotion of disappointment or anger. Now, for an adult, when we want to speak to our adult children, instead of yelling and screaming at them and not even thinking of what you're saying, and they're just yelling and screaming back, and you're having a big yelling match, which is nothing that's going to accomplish anything in the world. When you are screaming and yelling, nothing gets accomplished. When you are speaking calmly and respectfully, you're using your manners, you're smiling when you talk. When you want to tell your child something and you sit down and you discuss it and you say to your 12-year-old, you know what? I see that you've been having a lot of problems doing your homework. So I've got a pen and paper. Let's brainstorm different ways that you think you can really find the time and the ways to get your homework done. And what you're doing by doing that is a lot of things. You're showing your child, your preteen, your teenager, that they have the responsibility of doing their homework. Not only are you showing that, you're giving them their responsibility to take control of, but you're also showing them that you respect and believe in them to come up with a good idea that you can put into action. And then when you take one of their ideas and you put it into action, they're like, whoa, not only does mom and dad want to actually hear what I have to say, they actually trust me enough to use my idea. That is directly building respect. And your child will build respect with you right back. That respect that you are building by doing that is shared. Okay, so that brings us to number 2, which is teamwork. Teamwork means that you are getting your children involved with their childhood. This is their childhood too. It's your childhood. And the point of this childhood is to raise an adult. We're not raising children. They're already children. We're raising adults. And the more things you can plant within that child that they can use as they grow older and older and older, the more successful your parenting journey will be. So teamwork means we all contribute to the house. This house that we live in needs to be clean. It needs to be organized. We need to be able to find our stuff. We need to have room to have family fun. This is our house. This is our living space. Means that we all have a part in this home. We are our own little community. So everyone has responsibilities here. They have limits. They have boundaries. They have to help contribute. Even if they're 2 years old, you can give them a rag. You can spray some glass schmutz on a table and they can wipe clean a glass table or a door or a little dust dusting, cleaner, dusting stuff on a rag, and they can dust things. Even the littlest child can help. But if you start them helping right away, then as they get older, they get used to, okay, we've got things to do. I need to keep my bedroom straight. And I don't put that on, like I have the dice game, which I'm not sure where it is, that we play with the dice, that if you go into Pumped Up Parenting, I thought I had it here. Well, anyway, if you go into Pumped Up Parenting in the file section, and if you're listening on Periscope or YouTube, go over to Facebook, join Pumped Up Parenting, and in the file section, you will find the dice game. The dice game is a fun cleanup game. You roll the dice. If you land on a 1, maybe it's sweeping. If you land on a 2, maybe it's vacuuming. You land on a 4, maybe it's, taking the trash out, whatever. I have certain things on my PDF of the dice game, but you're welcome to change them so that they match your home. Maybe you have dogs that you need fed. But on the dice game, 6, I'm showing you 6 as if you don't know what a 6 is. 6 is always a free day. So if they roll a 6, they don't have to do anything. Now, cleaning their bedrooms, I do not include in the dice game for a reason, because I believe that cleaning your bedroom should be part of your morning routine. You get up, you get dressed, you straighten your bed, you pick up your toys, maybe you take clothes to the laundry. Even the youngest child can learn to do that. I mean, they're not going to make a bed like a grown-up would make a bed, but they can certainly kind of smooth the covers, put stuffed animals on the bed, put books on a bookshelf. That's part of your routine. So they start taking responsibility for their own space. And if it's a joint space, everybody takes responsibility for that space. If you have 2 kids living in a bedroom, then both kids are responsible for their part of that space. They work together, teamwork. You guys are in this family together. You are a team. You are a community. You are family. Okay. Conversation. Now, parents, this goes for you. If you are having a conversation with your children, do not interrupt, do not criticize, and do not judge them. Those 3 things are a direct signal that you do not respect the person you're talking to. And they will learn to communicate in the same way, and they won't respect anyone they're talking to either. Because they'll be constantly interrupting. They won't listen. They'll judge whatever it is before they even hear it, and they'll criticize what's going on. So if you want to have substantial, productive communication with your child, you need to be a good listener. You need to listen with your eyes. Let's go back to Pumped Up Parenting file section. You will find the listening game, a great game to play with your kids. The adults can play, the adult and child can play to teach everybody in your family how to be a better listener. Also in the file section of Pumped Up Parenting, the Facebook group. Okay, so you want to prevent judgment, criticizing, assuming, don't assume. Listen to your kids, believe them, and stop interrupting. The listening game will help you with that. Okay, and number 4, no name calling. Guys, do not call your kids names. If you call your kids names, they will live up to your expectations. So if you call them a liar all the time, whether they're telling the truth or they lie, they're going to become a liar because they're going to go, well, you know what? I was telling the truth and they called me a liar anyway. So why bother telling the truth? They're just going to call me a liar. If you call them lazy, whether they're feeling lazy one day or they're feeling very motivated, if you constantly call them lazy, they will never feel motivated because they're going to believe like no matter what I do, they're going to call me lazy. So I might as well be lazy. Think about it. If you want to label your child with something, start giving them affirmations to say in the morning. I am creative. I am intelligent. I am worthy. I am going to ace my math test. I am going to write that book. I am going to clean this room once and for all. I am going to straighten my desk. I am, followed by positive statements. Too, and you guys, on mirrors, you can use wipe off markers and numbers. And then you can read your patients every day. You can read them in the morning, you can read them at the night. You can go to bed with that in your head. I am amazing. I am intelligent. I am worthy. A huge word because so many people think they're not, and everybody is. So guys, those are the 4 ways you can start building respect. Watch what you say. Use positive words. Watch what you do along with what you say. Oh, and let's add number 5. Number 5, be the role model for what you want your kids to be. That goes along with nonverbal cues and words, and like if you're doing something opposite of what you're saying. So if you're telling them, cigarettes are bad for you, don't smoke, and yet you smoke, they're going to smoke. I guarantee you, they will smoke. I put money on it. They're going to smoke because they're going to do what you do, not necessarily what you say. So if you want your kids to be a certain type of adult, you better make sure that you're that type of adult, and then they will be that type of adult. So watch your words, watch your nonverbal cues, make sure there's a feeling of teamwork in your household. You are so welcome, Regaya. Thank you for hopping on. No interrupting during conversation, no judging, no criticizing. Good listening, don't assume. No name calling, and be the role model that you want your kids to be when they grow up. All right, guys, thank you for hopping on with me. If you have any questions or comments, put them in the chat stream. Share this out to other people. We need to build respect in this world. We need to get people started respecting everybody, because we're all part of this same crazy race, the human race. So let's stop judging. Let's stop criticizing. Let's stop assuming. Let's stop looking at the outward color of somebody's skin, and let's start loving the person within. Thank you, Amber. Thank you for sharing. Let's start understanding that if you sat down and you have a conversation with someone you don't necessarily know, you may find out that you have a whole lot of things in common. So start the conversation, smile, laugh, say hello to someone walking down the street. Show your kids when you're walking with kids and you're checking out the grocery store and the person checking you out has a name tag on that says Thomas. Say, hi, Thomas. Thank you for helping me. Speak their names. Latoya says, I love this. You are awesome in what and how you communicate. You should do seminars with schools and even mental health agencies like the one I work at. My counselors and therapists, even family, would benefit from the knowledge you have to offer. Okay, Latoya, we're going to connect. We're going to connect, dear. And I'll talk to you about that. Amen. So true. Yes. Black lives matter. And people go, well, everybody matters. Well, everybody does matter. But who is getting respect and who is not getting respect? And I'm telling you guys, if you don't teach respect in your home with your family this very minute, they're never going to learn to respect anyone as they become adults. We are raising adults. We are not raising children. I'm reading a book, a great book. Hold on. Let me tell you what the book is. It's so great. I can't remember its name. Man, something with man. Hold on. Hold, please. Man's Search for Meaning. Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. Now, this gentleman is a psychiatrist, and he lived in the concentration camps. So the beginning of the book is all about stuff it's amazing, devastating. But one of the things he points out a lot of is these people had no regard for human life. And if that's not a pertinent topic for today, I don't know what it is. And that's because there was no respect. So let's start having respect for human life. We are all humans, and every one of us, every single human being, I 5,000% believe, has a genuine gift to offer everyone else. If you feel like you have a gift, put it in the comments, because I know you do. Maybe you haven't recognized it yet, or maybe you don't have a passion. Clearly, my passion, if you know me, is children. I'm all about children. I love children. Children are amazing. But everybody has a passion for something, and they have a gift. They all, hi Liliana, hi Brooke. They all have a gift to offer someone else. So let's start looking at our kids. Let's start observing them. Let's start tuning in and start relating to them on their terms. What does your child love to do? Not what you want your child to love to do. What does your actual child love to do? I've told you about Kyle, my son, before. He loves video games. I called him today. He's 32 years old. How old are you, Kyle? I don't know. You're not on here. But a new video game came out. And I called him on the phone, and we talked about the new video game. And I have always connected with him with video games. Do I play video games? No, I'm terrible at it. When I come in and I'm like, Kyle, let me play. He's like, okay, you can sit and watch. I've never been good at it, but I've never stopped asking him questions about the games he played when he was little to now. I take an interest in what he's interested in. And if more people would take an interest in other people's interests, we would find out that we are so much alike. So much alike. Amber says, we have kindred spirits. I'm a lot like you and passionate about the same things. That's why God brought me to you. You are helping me a lot. Oh, Amber, I love you. Jory loves to sing, and he absolutely loves to read. He loves to watch TV too. You know what? I love to watch TV. I love to sit down and watch a good movie. And TV, if you're having difficulty connecting with your teenager, like so many people do, TV is a great way to start. If you are watching a commercial and you're sitting there and you're watching a commercial and you notice that your daughter, who is 16, starts laughing, talk about the commercial. If it's funny, talk about it. You can start connecting and communicating with a person anywhere, with anything. It's up to you, though, to decide that they're worth it. And in my eyes, every human being that walks this planet is worth it. So grateful that you guys hopped on. I know 25 minutes of your time is super valuable. Glad you hung out here with me. I love you all. I appreciate your comments and your shares. Find good movies they can relate to, or documentaries. So exactly. This is from Wakaya. Honestly, I totally accept what you were teaching us, but it is really hard to keep up with. I want to show her that she is enough, yet I have my own unrealistic expectations of her, which I do not know how to just give them a rest and let her be. She's 5 now, and I want her to be prepared. So, well, I have to look on my phone because this broadcast system I use says Facebook user. So I have to look on my phone to see her name. Rakaya. So you may have expectations. Absolutely. We all have expectations for our children. God knows they're our babies. They are us. They are a part of us, is in all of our children. I have expectations for all 5 of mine. 3 of them I didn't even give birth to. I have expectations for my grandchildren, but your expectations can be talked over with your kids by sitting down and talking about what everybody likes. Talk about what you like to do. Talk about what you think will be super fun. But instead of imposing on it, like saying, I think you should play soccer. Maybe your child doesn't want to play soccer. You can talk about how fun soccer is, or you can watch shows on soccer and let them look at it and go, oh, that'd be pretty fun. I think you should play the trumpet. They may not have a clue, but you can watch people playing the trumpet. We live in an age where we can find anything. It's a curse and a blessing. Yes or yes. So if you have something that you would like to introduce your child to without saying, you should do this, find a video, watch it. If you happen to like theater or you happen to like history, watch something on history. Show them, have that be regular in your home. When I grew up, my home was filled with music. My mother was an outstanding singer. We had Broadway musicals going all the time. I can sing almost the words to almost every Broadway musical out there. We had Gilbert and Sullivan, who was an operetta team, out there in my home all the time. So yes, I didn't grow up to be a singer. I do have a CD out for kids called Jiggles and Giggles. Let me promote it. Fun Fit, Jiggles and Giggles. You can find it for little kids. But I didn't grow up to be a singer, but I love singing. I love music. I love writing songs. I write songs for my business all the time. I love poetry. All of that comes from my background in music and my parents singing and all of that. So if you want to set them up for something, set them up in a cooperative environment. You want her to be perfect. So, Rakaya, I'm going to reach out to you, but remember that nobody's perfect, honey. I mean, really think about it. Are you perfect? Am I perfect? No. And you know what? You'll never be successful if you always want to be perfect. Think about it. Successful people make mistakes all the time, because mistakes are the speed bumps of success. You make a mistake, you learn from it. You find a new path, that one works out, maybe it doesn't. Same in parenting. You figure out, I'm going to make this consequence. Okay, that consequence turned out to be a really stinky consequence. I should figure out something new. Let me talk to my child and see what they think their consequence should be. It's all, touch and go. It's let's see if this will work. Trial and error. You are so welcome. It's more with the comments she makes, rudeness. Yeah, and rudeness does trigger you. And guys, I always say, like, kids talking back, you can talk back. Absolutely. Speak your mind. You want your kids to grow up and speak their mind. Yes or yes? Yes. Yes. But we don't want them to grow up and speak their mind rudely. You speak respectively, as we just spoke. You are respectful when you speak to someone else. So there's a lot you can put into place to help that. But also remember, Rakaya, I think, and I hope I'm saying your name correctly, and if I'm not, I apologize because you can't say it to me. I think you said your daughter was 5. Remember, excuse me, guys, remember that a child's brain is very underdeveloped. So I'm going to give you this last thing before I go, because I have a client call in a few minutes. So before I go, I want to remind you that a child's brain is very, very, very underdeveloped. The human brain develops at 25 years old. 25. So if you're a parent and you're under 25, you don't have a developed brain. A toddler, a 5-year-old, has a really underdeveloped brain. They are working almost with pure emotion. They don't know how to regulate the emotion. They don't know what to do about the emotion. If they get mad, they might shout, they might scream, they might hit, they might bite. They don't know how to do it. It's our job to react calmly and teach them what to do with the various emotions that they have. So remember that when you're talking to your child. When you are talking to your child, You are talking to a child, not an adult, with a very, very underdeveloped brain. Okay? They don't have the skills in the toolbox you have. You're so welcome, honey. I learned my son copies behaviors sometimes. So if I'm being rude to others, he watches exactly how I talk and he learns to be rude too. Absolutely, Amber. So if I teach him to be kind by talking kindly to others in front of him, that helps a lot. Exactly. You have to model respect. You have to model kindness. Like I said, you could talk till you're blue in the face. If you're not doing what you're saying, they're going to do what you do, not what you say. I also don't argue with any adults in front of him. I don't want him to ever learn bad behaviors from me. And unfortunately, he already has. So it's time for me to teach him better and behave better myself. I used to yell so much and he began to yell a lot. Exactly. Hey, Keith. Keith. Guys, you should follow Keith. Keith is the founder of Dads for Life. He's the host of the Dad's Connection podcast. He is amazing. He's a police officer. He's a school security officer. He knows a lot about kids. He's amazing. Follow him. Follow him. He's right there. He's right there on Facebook, although I think he is on my personal page, not on Pumped Up Parenting. So you have to go see the broadcast on my personal page. But his name is Keith Jowers. I adore him. We work a lot together. He's fabulous. You should follow him. Okay, so remember, you need to be the role model. You need to model if you have a relationship with you and your significant other, partner, wife, husband, whatever it is you are, and you guys are always fighting and calling names and cussing at each other, that's how your kids are going to have their relationships. The same way with you. There was a post on FunFit, wrong. There was a post on Facebook with a 3-year-old saying the F-bomb and screaming at his parents. And all the comments were, oh, I would whoop that boy's ass. Excuse me, I said ass, didn't I? But that was the comment. I would spank that child. That child would have his mouth washed out, blah, blah. They went on and on all about the child. And you know what I said? If you want to whoop someone, whoop those parents. Because that 3-year-old did not come out talking like that. The 2 people in the front seat taught him to talk like that. And if you don't expect your kids to talk, if you don't expect them to cuss, don't cuss. If you don't want them to yell, don't yell. If you don't want them to call names, don't call names. Be the model for what you want your children to be, because they will model everything you do. They are watching, they are listening, every single thing you do. So make it worth their while. Okay, guys, and that's where I'm going to end for today. I am live here on Facebook Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at lunchtime, 12 o'clock noon Eastern time, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We have story time in our Pumped Up Parenting group, 7 p.m. every night, Monday through Sunday, every night, 7 days a week. Sometimes it's me. Now we have Alyssa doing sometimes. Jory, Amber's son, he comes in and does some. And Jory has a great website, A Story with Jory. You should join that website, Facebook group. Join it. He's adorable. He's 6. He reads stories to everybody, and he's awesome. Okay, how do we follow him? What's his name? Oh, because he's on my personal page, Amber. Keith Jowers. K-E-I. Oh, here, I'll type it in. Hold on, please. Hold on. I can do this because my phone's open. Keith Jowers, Dads for Life. There you go. I typed it in for you. Okay. Do you see it? Do you see it? All right. Okay, guys. So I'm going to head off here. Remember, and if you're on YouTube, guys, subscribe to my channel. Lots of parenting tips, lots of story time, all kinds of fun. Okay. So subscribe to the YouTube channel, Pumped Up Parenting with Celia Kibler. All right, you guys. I love you. You know it. I'll be back here tonight at 7 p.m. on Periscope, YouTube, and Facebook. And when I have a guest host for story time, guys, they're only on Facebook in Pumped Up Parenting. I'm the only one that's live in these groups, okay? So you guys make it awesome. You have a wonderful day. I wish you days and nights filled with peace, love, and tons of laughter. It really is the best medicine. So laugh a lot more with your kids. I love you. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.